Hey guys, I was lucky enough to get my hands on the new single stack 9mm Glock 48. I can't wait to break this one down for you. Let's take this Glock 48 to the bench. Alright, as far as the grip goes on this gun, it's very similar to the other small framed Glocks with the grip texture on it. The Glock 42 and the Glock 43 are good friends of mine, and I have a preference toward these smaller frames. I think they feel really good in the hand. I love that they don't have finger grooves on them. Standard Glock controls, magazine release is the big button like the Gen 4 and the Gen 5 models. This Glock 48 has the standard box and dot Glock sights on it. There was one in the case that had night sights available, but this one was $70 cheaper just to go with the standard sight, so this is the way that I went. Alright, a quick frame size comparison here. We've got the Glock 26, Glock 19, Glock 48, Glock 43, and then a couple other single stack 9mm to compare to, the Firestar M43 and the amazing Astra A70. Another quick size comparison here, the Glock 26, Glock 19, Glock 48, Glock 43, Astra A70, and the Firestar M43. The 10-round single stack magazine, the new orange follower, I really like that. I like any visible safety feature that gives you an indication of the status of that firearm. Another thing that I really like about the orange follower is that if I look down right through here by the slide release, I can actually see the orange follower in there. Alright, so the trigger on this Glock 48 is very similar to my favorite Glock triggers that are on the Glock 42 and 43. The reason I like these triggers so much on these small frame guns is because they stack up to a solid wall and then they just a nice clean break. Right on 4.5. This is a brand new pistol straight out of the box. I've never fired it. And my very first measured trigger pull broke at 4.5 pounds on this pistol. My heaviest one was just under 5, and everything else was in between. Really excited about this. Glock's done a fantastic job with this trigger. One of the new features of the Glock 48, as well as other Gen 5 models, is what they're calling the Glock Marksman barrel. Glock has added rifling and also recessed a target crown on the end of the barrel. The barrel on the left here is a well-used Glock 19 barrel, and the barrel on the right is the new Glock 48. Now to me, it still looks like a polygonal barrel when I look at the shape down the middle of it, just with the addition of some rifling. Spring comparisons here. This is from a Gen 4 Glock 26. Slightly larger in diameter than the Glock 48, and then this is the Gen 3 spring system from a Glock 19. One of the things that's important to me comfort-wise shooting a pistol is not just how the pistol fits in my hand, but also the weight distribution of the pistol, how the weight of that pistol fits over my hand. My first perception of this Glock 48 is that it is a little bit muzzle heavy. It pulls down, and I'm not really sure what to make of that yet. In comparison, a Glock 19, though thicker and chunkier feeling for sure, that Glock 19 seems to just want to sit there a lot better for me, the weight over the hand. And then if I go even shorter to the Glock 26, same thing, that weight is just, it feels like it sits better in my hand. However, this Glock 48 weighs less than the Glock 19 and this Glock 26. Alright, well that's it for checking out the controls and the ergonomics of this pistol. It's time to take this Glock 48 to the range.
Damn.
My son Caden is here and he's helping me film this. I just want to get a second opinion on these pistols. Right now I think they're great. He's 20 years old. We'll see how he feels about them. First initial impression of the Glock 48.
Man, it feels really good to shoot. It feels really good.
We had a short, cold day at the range. It's now time to talk about the bad and the good with this Glock 48 as I give you my final thoughts. Alright, so let's go over some things that you don't get with the Glock 48. Glock 48 only comes with two 10-round magazines. A lot of the standard Glock models come with three, but the small frame models, the 42, 43, 43X, and 48, are all shipping with two magazines. 10-round Glock magazine. While 10 rounds of 9mm in a compact pistol is a nice thing, some people will probably wish that they had more. A 15-round magazine in the Glock 19, a 17-round magazine in the Glock 17. Those are things people are used to at this point. They consider a Glock a high-capacity pistol, and right now we're limited to 10 with this. Another downside is magazine interchangeability. Prior Glock models had the ability to be able to use and share magazines as long as the grip length allowed it. These pistols, this particular frame, the Glock 43X and the Glock 48, are the only two pistols that can use these new magazines. Interchangeability of parts is another downer here in a sense. I mean, they're brand new pistols, so older Glock models, there was a lot of swapping of parts that could happen between them. These are two brand new models, and it's going to be a while before the market catches up where there's other parts available for them. For those of you who like to hobby with your Glocks and customize them and have fun, it's going to be a while before there's any customizable parts for these pistols. My biggest want with this pistol, the biggest thing that I wish it had that it doesn't, is I wish it had a smooth trigger on it. It has a very pointy trigger similar to what the Glock 19 has, Glock 26. I call it a pointy trigger. It kind of comes out to a ridge. I was testing this pistol today in 9-degree weather, and my fingertip was getting pretty tender out there in the cold pressing on that because there's more pressure with that trigger than with a smooth trigger. The only small frame Glock with a smooth trigger is the Glock 42, and that's actually my favorite trigger pad out of all of these. A few things that you do get with the Glock 48. Number one is you get what, to me, is my favorite frame ever. This is my favorite Glock frame I've ever put my hands on. Personal preference, of course, but the way this fits and the control that I feel over the pistol because of the way the frame is designed is unmatched. Another really big plus with this pistol is you get one of the best Glock triggers ever. The way this stacks up and breaks, I would never ever modify this trigger. I've had Glocks in the past where I've bought parts for different connectors, different bars, trying to get them to be a good trigger, and this Glock 48 needs absolutely nothing. It's one of the best Glock triggers I've ever felt straight out of the box. With this frame design, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to get back on target. The comfort of the grip, the way it sits in my hand, the great trigger, the very soft recoil. This was just a really easy pistol to shoot. And while I shoot other Glock pistols equally as well, I felt like I had more control over this than previous models. One of the uses that I have for the Glock 48 is going to be target use and competition. I shoot GSSF matches, the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation. 10-round magazine is perfect for that. Super controllable frame, great trigger. I'm expecting with this pistol I'll put up some of my best scores yet. Another use I'll have for this Glock 48 is as a woods carry pistol. Small frame, thin, super lightweight, 10 rounds of 9mm. It's going to be a great sidearm to have in the woods in case I should ever have a need. Another thing that's great about having a 9mm pistol is 9mm is the cheapest, as an affordable round that you can shoot up from 22 long rifle. If you want to move to a center fire from a 22, 9mm is the least cost, and these particular pistols are priced right. I've had a lot of fun getting to know the Glock 48. Head on down to your local retailer, put one in your hand, and see if it feels as good to you as it does to me. Also, check out Glock's website. They have a compare tool there, and you can put the Glock 48 side by side with your favorite Glock and see how they match up. We'll put a link in the description below this video to get you there. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification icon so that you get notified when we upload new videos. In the next video, we will cover in depth the Glock 43X. Good luck and be safe on your next outdoor adventure. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.